I'm glad that you're with that. I'm trying to find there's two things I want to go to before we go that I want to touch on before we go. Number one, the history of Palestine pre Israel.
All right. Yeah.
Briefly.
So just a light topic, just a little. All right.
A little bit. Last 15 minutes. Why not?
Sure. Why not? Just
throw it in there.
Solve Palestine. Got it. Okay. What else?
Yep. And then the other thing is, I want to know where you and I deviate from left, because you and I were basically lockstep on most things.
Oh, you mean to tell you where?
Yeah, please.
I'm pro-capitalism.
Oh.
Because here's the deal. Capitalism is not an evil system.
But capitalism as it's set up, or
this is not capitalism any more than, do you know what the Republican ideology is? Small government.
Yeah.
And individual liberty.
Sure.
I don't know if you've seen what the current playbook is, but it is not for small government, nor is it for individual liberty.
Sure.
Republicans on paper should be hardcore trans rights. They should be hardcore all of that stuff, but they're not. Capitalism basically encourages the market to figure itself out.
Sure.
The problem here is that any system unrestrained inevitably is going to eat itself. Okay? So the role of the government here, to my mind, is not to stop corporations from being able to compete. It is not to get involved and regulate anything beyond the stuff for pure safety and such. But the other thing it's supposed to do is keep the playing field level.
Okay.
Because the problem with capitalism here is, as soon as you win, as soon as you knock out your competition, the first thing you do is make sure competition can't get back at you.
Yep.
You pull the ladder up behind you. You whatever else. You intentionally lower prices so that you take a loss for a while to keep your competition from going in. And then we talk about them being evil, but no, that's what they do. That's their job. No, that's not a capitalist. That's just a business's job, is to do everything it can to survive. It is like complaining about a tiger attacking you. Well, listen, a tiger's going to attack. That's in its nature. The thing the government is supposed to be doing that it is failing to do is keeping the playing field level. To stop them from being able to scorch earth. Because the number one way a corporation makes it impossible for others to follow them? By getting laws passed.
Yeah.
And so that's your problem. And here's the deal. If you were to flip this around and you wanted to go to communistic or heavy socialism, not this like AOC and Bernie and even the leftists are talking about a democratic socialism.
Sure.
Not a big ass capital S socialism.
Sure.
But in big S socialism, which is the logical other side of this, then the government is deciding which companies instead. Instead of the companies fighting out amongst themselves, the government picks which companies. It doesn't change what's happening in the end. A handful of people are getting stupid rich, and they're using the government to do it. So this is why you need this. You need this system in tension. You need to have the rich people fighting against each other, and the government keeping the playing field as level as possible.
So you're saying that capitalism is that the fact that every 10 years, apparently, we're getting into having recessions and having like economic fucking meltdowns every X amount of time, every X amount of years, 10, 15 years. That is the way it's supposed to work, though.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I have to make one big correction here because I'm going to be pissed at myself.
Yeah.
Capitalism is an economic system, not a political system.
Correct.
Socialism, communism, these are political systems.
Yes.
So it is not accurate to talk about capitalism versus